Hey guys, Jonathan here, and in this video, I'll be showing you how to make custom minifigures from the new movie, Venom: The Last Dance. This is our final Venom movie with Tom Hardy, and I really enjoyed it. It's just a fun time at the movie theaters. It's not like the best movie ever, it's not the worst movie ever, it's certainly better than Joker 2 and Madam Web this year, so there's that. But anyways, let's go ahead and make custom minifigures of all the characters from the movie starting now. Alright, we'll start off with Eddie Brock, and years ago I did this design where I used this neck bracket piece with a 1x1 clip piece and this black elephant trunk piece, that's the actual name for it in Lego, and then of course I put a Venom head on the end to show the symbiote climbing off of Eddie's back with the tentacle like we see all throughout the movie. For Eddie, in this iteration, I went ahead and used the Poe Dameron head. In the past, I used the Bucky CMF Series 1 head from Lego Marvel, of course, but I feel like Eddie looks a lot more tired and a lot more sunken in as of, the movie, because he's like on the run the whole time, and I thought that the Poe head just works a little bit better for that. I used just kind of this standard brown hair on top with this shirt from Lego City. It's the Hawaiian shirt with the open, buttons and all that. Then just some gray legs will tie it all together. Alright, next up we have Rex Strickland as well as Dr. Payne. Now you guys might have recognized Rex Strickland. He's played by the same actor that played Mordo in the Doctor Strange movies. So because of that, I went ahead and used the hair and head from Mordo from the original Doctor Strange set all those years ago, back in 2017, I believe. 2016? Time's slipping into the future, like Steve Miller would say. Anyways, the torso comes from the Kashyyyk Trooper from Lego Star Wars, with matching arms and legs to round out the camo look for the figure, because Lego hasn't given us a lot of traditional camo torsos, so I felt like this was the best way to match the color and the style. For Dr. Payne, I went ahead and used the head from Bo Peep from Toy Story 4. I thought it had that kind of smirk that she has throughout the movie, which worked well. The hair comes from Ellie Sattler from Jurassic World, or Jurassic Park more specifically, in those 30th anniversary sets with the ponytail. I think that worked out really well. Then the torso, you could really just use any generic scientist torso, but the one I used here is actually from Dr. Harleen Quinzel from the 2013 Arkham Asylum. I do recognize that that's a pretty rare piece, but I thought it'd be cool to use another superhero piece just to kind of reference the sandbox that we're playing in with all these characters. Alright, up next we have Martin, aka the Hippie in the movie that's going to Area 51, and of course he is played by the same actor that played Kurt Connors, aka the Lizard, in the Amazing Spider-Man movie. Now, this was such a strange random casting. I actually have a full movie review on the channel now of Venom: The Last Dance if you want to see my full thoughts, but focusing on the figure here, I wanted to have him with that hippie look, so of course the torso comes from the hippie character from the Lego CMF series, with matching blue arms to match the style that we see in the movie. Moving down, I actually used the legs from one of the Mandalorian troopers, or just the generic Mandalorian bounty hunters from the Bounty Hunter Battle Pack many years ago. I think it was like 2020 if I'm not mistaken. Then the hair and head actually come from Thor. I thought that they worked pretty well for what we see in the movie, and of course for that scene where they're driving in the van, I gave him the acoustic guitar. Alright, up next we have Mrs. Chen from the scenes in Las Vegas. I actually think this figure turned out really well, and it's pretty simple, although both figures are a little tricky to get. That being said, the face for this has come in lots of places, but for us Marvel fans, it came on Helen Cho in the Avengers Tower. The hair is also from there, and then the legs and torso are from Willie Scott from the Temple of Doom Shanghai Chase back in 2009, so it's a pretty old piece, but I think it works really well for what we see in the movie, and when it works, it works. Alright, we've got the main man himself, Venom, and I actually made this design quite some time ago, but I think it still holds up now, and it's tough to make any better. The head comes from the original Venom that came in the Lego sets back in 2013, or I should say starting in 2013. Then moving down to the torso, I actually used the eraser method, which is where you take a standard school eraser, a little something like old Ticonderoga here, and then you use it on the torso to remove printing. Now you have to be careful because it can remove more printing than intended, as you can see here, but I removed a Batman logo from a Lego Batman movie torso. That way we just have the black abs on here that work really well for Venom. When we flip it around, there's also printing on the back of the torso that works out great. So the only other thing to add are these arms that came from the Chase character from the Lego Harry Potter collectible minifigure series 1, whose name is escaping me right now, and I just remembered it's Percival Graves, so there you go. Then we've got black legs, and he's standing on 1x1 studs, just so that when you put him next to a minifigure, he's substantially taller. Well, maybe not substantially, but as tall as we can get without it looking too ridiculous. So that's how we're gonna make Venom. Alright, and we've got Null, who we really barely see in the movie and don't really get a good look at what he looks like, so I just went ahead and built the comic version of Null, because, well, it's close enough. Something cool that I did was using the head and hands from Gore from Thor Love and Thunder, because he also has the same black necro sword, which is just kind of a cool cross-reference. Of course, in Thor Love and Thunder, it's not Null's sword, but I just thought that would be a cool way to reference everybody across the board. That being said, I went ahead and used this long white hair, which has come on Magneto, but also came on Dumbledore from Harry Potter. The torso is a Venom torso, but I took a red Sharpie to it and turned it into the Null torso very easily, and then, of course, I just used these legs that have the printing on it for like a trench coat. Not that Null wears a trench coat, but it does kind of look like the robes that Null wears. So with that being said, let's zoom out the video and call it a day. Alright guys, be sure to hit like and subscribe down below. Let me know what you thought of the movie, and I'll see you guys on the next video.